Good evening, people of YouTube. This is Jay Moonies, and we're officially into week 3 of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. And I'm actually making ground, which is kind of surprising to me, considering how things went the last game. That said, online's still been pretty solid, even if there's no one playing on ranked. There are plenty of people in the lobbies, so if you're having trouble finding matchups, I highly recommend you play there. And kanjis online are really good at this game. I'm still having trouble with corner. Oh, that teabagging there was me trying to go into Orgia mode, but I momentarily forgot that when fighting kanji, one of the best things you could do is just crouch block, because his dive grab and his ground grabs do not work as long as you're crouching. Or for any crouches in general, that is good to know. These days, I'm trying to figure out how to mix things up a bit better aside from using auto combos. I figured out that for the most part when playing Aegis, you want to cap off all your combos with Megiddo Fire EX, which is surprisingly easy to do now that I've kind of come with that focus. I've been talking to Barzorks a lot, and he's been telling me that I shouldn't be concerning myself with hypers as much as I have been, which he's actually right. I mean, I'm realizing in this game that meter usage, like, you don't have to save your meter for hypers, because hypers don't really do that much damage in the end. Or, sorry, SP skills for the purists out there, but yeah, no, SP skills are really good in a pinch, or invincible startups and counters, and ooh, I like that. Almost makes me want to play kanji just for that super armor Takemikazuchi gamma charge right there. But you could do, yeah, anytime you don't do a hyper, you could do as much if not more damage with even basic combos, which really has me thinking about how to reevaluate meter usage. I've been finding that a lot of the time in most of my games, I actually end up with full meter and not really using any of it, aside from when I do the random hyper. Like, I actually become aware of it and I'm like, oh, I still have full meter, I should just do hypers. But yeah, I mean, I guess the real solution to that is to use EX skills. Although with Aegis, I'm not exactly sure what you can do. EX Vulcan Cannon, and then what? Like, one of the biggest things that actually eludes me about using Aegis is the radial cannon, or that mortar launcher. I have absolutely no idea how I'm supposed to use that, aside from it just coming out during auto combos. Yeah, that, and as well as our ground personas, I mean, triangle, or I guess you call it C, is pretty obvious. I don't know how to use crouching C, because that's not a good anti-air either. But those things aside, it is nice to kind of start to get an understanding of how people play this game. And as silly as it sounds, auto combos are very important in this game. They're not easy ways out of playing fighting games. They're not like combos for people who don't know combos. They're things you use to lead into ambiguous mix-ups or lead into even more powerful combos. But the thing is, and I'm noticing, you'll see here in the next couple matches, that a lot of people kind of rely on the raw auto combo, and once you know the auto combos people use, it's actually not that hard to counter them, because the block string is always going to be the same. The tricky ones, and I think you probably have like 2, maybe 3 hits until you can do a variation on it. So you kind of have to watch out for that. If they go past the first 3 hits, you can pretty much predict how the rest of their combos are going to go. That is, of course, unless they cancel into an SP skill. But yeah, this guy, no low hits, always goes into that jumping high hit, which I don't think is an all-out attack. Yeah, the all-out attack is actually, but yeah, ooh, corner missiles, never a good idea. I mentioned before that you can abuse a lot of Aegis's Orgia moves, and that the missiles are actually, they're projectile invincible for a very long time. I actually had a Yukari player shoot that super long arrow at me, and Aegis was like completely invulnerable during that period of time. Oh. And does he know? Yeah, he doesn't. I've been getting away with that in the early stages of the game, but now people are starting to catch on with the EX Holy Shield or Goddess Shield move. So it's not as easy. I gotta stop relying on EX SP skills. That's the problem. But yeah. Anyone? Does anyone have any? God, how do you? Like, I seriously have to look for gaps in like corner traps. But one of the nice things is if they actually give me the chance to do missiles, that's like a free mix-up opportunity right there, because they have to block that entire period of time, and then I can either go in, dash forward B for an overhead, or do like do a sweep and then go into EX Megiddo again. But lots of fun little exploits there, and I'm starting to realize that with Aegis it's all about cross-ups, and pretty much the missiles have become sort of invaluable to me. I don't know if anyone else has any other good strategies to work with. I think I might be over abusing it a bit, but seriously though, biggest freaking enigma with Aegis is what the hell is up with the mortar. Like, even if I do it in the air, it comes out too slow. So how do you can't combo into it really, right? I've seen people do setups with the mortar following Megiddo EXM, but it's like, I don't know how the hell you time that shit. Okay, here fighting a Labrys player, and that axe auto combo, it's like so easy. You see, once she jumps in and does that spinning thing, you know the following is going to be an overhead. So you just stand and block those. Granted, I imagine these these telltale signs will pretty much disappear once I go into the B ranks. We'll see if I actually make it there though. But yeah. How are you guys doing in your week 3s? I've been fighting Bars, and he is freaking... Shadow characters are freaking scary, man. I want to pick it up, but honestly, I don't have the combo discipline to really do it. Like, I like the thought of doing like 3 Goddess Shields and then going into like 3 Javelins. That would be fun, but honestly, I don't have the execution to pull it off. And I've actually been having a lot of trouble doing SP skills for some reason. I don't know why it's become so hard to me. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, that part right there. That's also been driving me nuts. When Aegis does her auto combo, I think it's the 3rd hit where she does that flip kick like up. And half the time, if it's a successful hit, she'll flip back. But sometimes when the opponent is blocking, she'll flip forward. How the hell do I make her flip forward? Because I haven't figured out, like, you don't hold forward during the auto combo to do it. And I was just thinking how amazing that would be for mix-ups. Like right there. That could have been great, but I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys play Aegis out there, but that would be awesome information, and I would totally love you if you could tell me how that works. But yeah, that aside, I've been trying a few different things. You don't see them in this video because I only just started using them recently, but One of the neat things is that during her auto combo, after those machine guns and before the mortar, if I time out the bullets right, and this is another weird thing about her auto combos I haven't figured out yet. If you time it right, she'll shoot all the bullets in that spread. It'll cause a wall bounce, which will knock the opponent against the wall and towards me. In which case, I could go straight into a C Megiddo Fire EX. Catch him in that, and then hit him on the ground once it launches him down. But the thing is, if you let go of the attack button too quickly, the opponent just drops instead of wall bounces. So I don't know what the characteristics are of that. Am I supposed to keep pressing A? Or am I supposed to just hold it down while those guns are firing? That's like, man, there are a lot of weird, ambiguous things about Aegis's moveset, and I wish there was data out there I could look up to really verify that. Unfortunately, Dust Loop isn't really up to date, and it kinda gives... Honestly, I kind of have a bad feeling about this game's coverage because I was watching the run back, and like, they didn't even have a guy to like commentate the Persona 4 Arena Finals, but they had people to talk about under Night, which I thought was like ridiculous and very funny. But if any of you have any answers to these burning questions of mine, please let me know. I would